To bring these pieces to an end, the last thing that we need to do is put the sheaves into the bit pins. And so to do that, we've actually gone on a lathe and made up some brass sheaves. These are the first two. Oops. And they're fairly loose fit. At one time, I had actually thought of trying to put a little slight dish to hold the line. I'm afraid you're going to have to use your imagination because that's simply not going to happen. So without further ado, let's go on a lathe and take a look at how I achieve this. So the first thing we're going to do is take this down to 7 inches. And to do that, we've made the brass piece stick out, not a lot, because I found that when it came out quite far, I got too much shake in it, and the only way I could make these cuts properly was to keep it very close to the stock. So I'm just working with roughly a 1/4 inch, and we're going to take that down now. The next thing we need to do is to drill a hole in the center, and we do that we're using a mill end, 3/64 mill end. And now we set the cut. And now all we need to do is to clean it up. And just to put it in perspective, there you have it. So we need to make 8 of these, and we're going to make about 20. I'm using rough sandpaper first to get all the burrs off, and then I use much finer sandpaper just to clean up the edge. The key to these is they can't have any burrs. When you try to fit them in the slots, you have to make sure that there's no excess wood in the slot is clean, and that the sheave has no burrs on it as well. This was a little challenging, getting the pins into the center of the sheaves. I decided not to have a tight fit. The truth is, these things are not going to be moving. So I wanted it to be easy to assemble rather than have a perfect tight pin on the sheave. We're going to lock the pins in place with thick CA and then use the Proxan sander to get a nice clean line, and of course repaint. Now we're going to try and take it to the next level and actually make a little groove in the sheave using the turbo carver. We've set the cut-off wheel, and we're just going to put a small cut to establish both sides of the sheave. And believe it or not, we have cut our little groove, and we'll just put a file on it. And completely cut off. And I have to say, that's a perfect sheave. So you see, I've contradicted myself. I have done what I thought was impossible at the start of this video. I've made a sheave with a groove in it that can take the rope. We'll probably never use it, but it doesn't matter. Using the turbo carver and this very thin bit, it's a diamond bit. Really very impressed. The real question is, do we need to do it? Certainly, if this is an important or visible part, I think we'd want to go to the extra length and do it. I'm not sure other tools that you might be able to use other than turbo carver, but this was really very easy to do it. We're going to have to do the same thing with a bowsprit step, which is roughly the same size. The sheaves are 7 inches in diameter, and I believe it's 1 7/8, which is almost 2 inches wide. So we'll clean this up and make sure it fits and put the same sheaves in. So I hope you found this useful. I thought this was going to be almost impossible when I started off, but it just shows if you have enough time and patience, we can do almost anything building these models. So see you next time. Keep on modeling.